Hello, my friends! Welcome back to the bench. Today I'm going to be introducing 3 new colors to my limited color line. These are sold exclusively at Gundam Pros, and I put limited because I deal in such small quantities that the company who makes these for me, at any given time, they probably could move on to something else. They might run out of these pigments. So, for the time being, we put the limited color. If I can no longer get it, we'll just pull them off the market. But for now, they've been pretty good to me. I think I can still restock most of my colors. Anyway, a lot of you asked for a regular, standard, bright blue, sky blue. I got a lot asking for a sky blue, so this is why I went ahead and asked if they could produce. So I got silk sky blue, silver gray satin, and this is a unique one, bream sheen. It's a bronze green. It's not quite a color shift, believe it or not. It just has like green highlights in a brown pigment, and they told me it could be called brown green bream or bronze green green. Bronze green bream, and I went bronze because it has a metallic sheen to it, which bronze does, and brown actually doesn't. So I went with bronze green bream, and pretty nice, unique, different color, which is what I like to get here in this lineup. Now we're going to spray these over white, black, shiny black, and gray. I also have my test cards here. We're going to spray across right here, black, gray, and white. And I do have these shiny plastic plates. I bought a whole bunch of these at the dollar store. And this plastic takes the paint well. It's good for testing chrome. I usually would try it on here first without even needing a paint background. So maybe I'll spray some on here first on that also. Also, what I'm going to do here is, after we go over the colors, we're going to go back to the booth. I'm going to spray some candy. I call it candy, but these are clear. It's clear red, clear blue. We'll go with Tamir for now. I have my own lineup. Working with Robot Kai here for my new colors to add to that line, and they're going to be candy colors. So we're going to have different shades of blue and whatnot. It's going to be exciting to get those in. They're actually pretty close to being finalized. So that is coming soon as part of my lineup in collaboration with Robot Kai. So, we're going to use my 0.5. We'll go with the fan cap, my swallowtail airbrush, and then I don't know if we're going to show every one of these colors going on, but you are going to see the results of all of these. We'll play it by ear. Maybe I will spray everything on camera. So we're going to take one of these. They all have a shaker ball in them. And just shake them up until you get that on the bottom. You can see no more pigment on the bottom, and it's kind of a heavy pigment, so after a while you will get the settle kind of like you get with All Clad. And I will shake this quick and show you my shakers under the table. Right, that's about 5-10 seconds. It's already blended. It blends up really quickly. That's it. So it really blends up nicely. And so you want to shake it just before you're going to go in and airbrush it. These come sealed. I'm going to crack open that. And you want to go all the way to the bottom when you suck it up. Make sure you get a nice fair amount of pigments to start with. But anyway, let's head over to the booth. My paste spray booth is this way. And let's get started. All right, loaded up some blue. Let's go ahead. We'll start with the black because you can probably see that going on there quicker. Look at that. It lays down pretty quickly. It dries pretty fast. These are airbrush ready lacquers. All right, put that down. Let's see how it looks over gloss black. Beautiful. All right, hold on. We're going in. I like the blue it gives off on the black, the matte black. It gives it that anodized look that I like so much. Let me turn off this compressor. 1 second. I got to see what PSI I'm at here, guys. All right, I have it set at, it's at 20 PSI. Oh, geez, hit the camera. It's at 20 PSI. And it drops a little bit to 18. So, yeah, that's where it stands. And gets the job done. Over gray, looks good. Nice. It's got that subtle style, lightness to it, and that's why I called it silk. It has more of a, not a harsh, opaque to it. You know, it's got a bit of a transparency to it. We'll let that sit. It's tough to see that little cardboard in the lighting that I have here. That's the only thing with that. Oop, finally ran out. Let me grab a little more. It's right here next to me. Right there. All right, let's go over the matte black again. Really nice over the black. I think that's its true look, is over shiny black. I don't know if it's going to make a difference. And this is the gray. All right. All right, let me go grab another color, a few more spoons, clean out this, and let's move on. All right, next up is the silver gray satin. I forgot about this plate on the other one, so let's try it here. Oh, nice. It's not quite gray. It's not quite silver. You know, I spray this stuff and I sit and look at it and I come up with these colors. This is a silver gray. It's really nice. All right, let me put this aside. All right, let's go in. Guess you could stop it right there. It has kind of a, got that purplish stainless steel? Kind of looks like stainless steel when you put it on real light. But then it gets that nice gray silver look the heavier you get it. Look at that. Beautiful color. All right. Don't know what we're going to get over shiny black. I think it all dries to a satin color, satin finish anyway. There we go. I didn't put a lot in here. Let me grab a little bit more. All right, let's go to gray primer. So if you, oh, you can kind of see it there. A little tricky on certain colors on the camera to pick up where we're headed here. Beautiful, beautiful. Don't know what we're going to get on white. Let's see. You can see the difference already from the plastic to where I sprayed. I think right here would make a great candy base. It would really make the clear very bright that's going on top of it. Beautiful. Completely different on all of them, which is awesome. Trying to attack this from all angles. Almost translucent. I gotta fill this up. So let me fill this up. I'll finish hitting everything with another coat, and we'll come back here for the final color before we go on with the clear candy colors. Okay, final one on the first half of this test. Bream. Bream Sheen. All right, let's go. Start with black primer first. Check that out. It's almost gold. It's almost a color shift. Yeah, I guess you could call it that. But I asked, and technically it's not a color shift. It's brown green. But I said, isn't that color shift? But I would call it a color shift. What a beautiful color. Look at that. What do you think, guys? Should I do a line of color shifts? I can request them. The pigments cost a little more. This one, for some reason, didn't cost the higher cost that a pigment for color shift cost. Color shift pigments are very expensive. That's why the color shift paints, when you see from another company, a lot of times it's more money. Look at that. I like it. I like it. Now look at this over the white. Well, this is over gray. Check this out. You can see now over the white, it's going to be the bronze is going to come through. But the more we go, we're going to start to get a little bit of that green in the bream. Check that out. I'm going to reload this a little bit right now before we put this next couple of pieces. Here we go. I got the jar sitting right next to me right there. All right, I think this is going to end up looking kind of like the gray, but let's do it anyway. Yeah, a little more on the brown bronze side with the white. But still a pretty cool color. Oh yeah, look, not as much on the green with the white. I'm looking over at the gray one here in the corner. I mean, we're going to do this at the bench, but you can see already the gray brought out more of the green than the white did. So you're really getting a lot of options here, a lot of color choices depending on your base. Look at that. All right, so we'll compare those two. It doesn't seem to spray too great on these cards. Well, it doesn't show up good on the camera, the cards, for some reason, which is odd. Oop. I should have reloaded it some more. Hold on, guys. I'm going to load it. It's right here. That compressor is going mad today. I am pushing that compressor. All right, I forgot about my little plate here, so let's go ahead. Find a nice smooth spot here. And just lay it down on this plate. All right, we're going to stop right there. I'm going to get this green. Check this out. Wow, that is unique. That it's coming out a whole lot of green straight on the black. When I first tested this, it must have been over the gray primer. I got a lot of the brown, you know. Well, you can see the brown there, I guess. I think this is a color shift. For sure. All right, let me clean out the gun. We'll go back at the bench, go over these colors as they stand, and then we're going to come back and put some clear candy colors on top. All right, back at the bench, guys. Here we go. What do we start with? The blue? Let's start with the blue. And I went back and sprayed the plate behind the scenes here. Check that out. Is that beautiful? I did on the back, too, to get the shine, the shiny black, but still it dries that satin look. That's just how the paint dries, you know. A little more satin here, right? A little more. It's hard to convey a flat surface in the camera. That's why I use spoons. Big difference. So, all right. Flat black primer is the standard I would use this for. Is that beautiful? It's just a beautiful sky silk blue. Good name. This is over shiny black. A little bit different, huh? A little more depth. See it? A little shiny. This is over gray. And this is over white. The white is very bright. Hard to see it. Oh, there you go. See that? That's kind of what it looks like in person. It's a little duller here. And like I said, this would make a great base for a candy topping. That is an awesome color. Now let me show you. These cards, again, are hard to show in person here over the camera. I can see it like this with the subtleties, but the camera shows these lines, and I kind of don't see that in person. So it's tough to use a flat surface when showing these off. I kind of see it like this, where I don't see the lines as much as you guys, because I'm looking through the camera lens and I can see it. But good way to see it, by bending it like this and just going like that. Pretty cool. I mean, I guess I didn't need it. I sprayed everything on those colors anyway. Let me show you something, guys. I'm reaching over here and sprayed the blue over some blue. This is the silver. This is the blue over it. We're going to spray some candy over them. And I'm curious as to how that's going to come out. Anyway, let's move on to the silver. What do I call it again? Silver gray satin. This is over gloss black, flat black. Well, black primer. A little more of the silver here. It's hard to see the difference. You can see a little more of the black shows through over the shiny black. I'm not quite sure why it does that. This is over gray. We're going to get a completely different color. And white. White is pretty close to the gray. And even then, it's still a little different. Is it white? Yep. It's a little bit of a brown tone to it. Can you see that, guys? Still, look at the differences you're going to get with just one paint that has a slight translucency to it. Here is it over the three colors together. Again, you're going to have to fold here to kind of see it. These are tough to show on camera. Let's look at the plate. Oh, geez, that's reflective. Did I do the back? No, just the front here. I mean, just the bottom. So you can see it there into here. Very nice. All right. Now, I just showed it to you. I sprayed some over some blue. I sprayed this silver over this blue. And on top of this, we're going to put some clear candy blue, and we're going to see what we get. And then we're going to spray, I got one aside here that's dried a long time, the blue on top of straight blue. So we've got a few combinations we're going to try right after this. All right, let's go into it here, guys. This is my Bream Sheen, bronze green. All right, flat black, primer, gloss black. All right, kind of close. Pretty close. Now, it's coming out mostly green, but you're going to see the brown. This is definitely a color shift. I mean, look at it when I sprayed it over the white and the gray. This is gray, this is white. Big difference there for some reason. But then we're going to get green highlights and see mostly the bronze brown color. So this really varies depending on what we spray it on. Check this out. Nice, though. I like it when you could spray something over a different base. You're going to get a whole new color, doubling its value. Yeah, I think I might go with a little bit of a... I might add some color shifts to the lineup. What do you think, guys? I think I touched this with my finger before it was dry. Like I said, though, you got to go like this to see the differences. You can see the difference right there in the gray and the white. See the light, how it's reflecting here? That's how I see it here. I don't really see these lines. Let's check the plate. Whoa. Okay, so I'm getting the green. Yeah, this is definitely a color shift. The pigment price did not reflect that, so I'm going to see if they can give me other pigments like this. Maybe we'll do a little bit of a line of some color shifts. I think that's what we're going to do. But anyway, also what I did here was I sprayed this, and this is dried for a while. I put a heavy coat over a dark gray, and I'm going to spray red on top of this. I'm going to see what we get there. So that's the experiment. We're going to do right now, we're going to head back to the booth. We're going to spray some blues and some reds over these and see what we get as a candy base. And you get a lot of options here, depending on, of course, because these all look different on the base. Depending on what we spray on top, we're going to have a whole range of rainbow of colors here for sure. Anyway, let's head back to the booth. Let me go thin these out, and let's see how these candy colors look. Back at the booth, let's do this. We'll start with the blue. I changed airbrushes. I went with my GSI Creos 289. This is, we'll start with it. Silver, my silver over a blue base. It's gonna be a little On your end, it's going to be a little tricky before it starts to build up because it already looks like blue through. Oh, wait, never mind. It's giving me something already. Wow, there we go. We'll let that sit. Now this is the clear blue over just straight blue silk, my new blue silk. This is on top of black. Oh, I like this already. Look at this. No tricks at all here, just my blue silk and the candy on top. I do like this quite a bit. I'm testing these for the first time with the candy here, with right here on camera. I thought of it just as I was prepping this video. I figured let's try these as a base for candy, seeing that I've got a candy clear color line coming out very soon. Look at that. All right, and this is just over my my silver. This is the silver gray, but this is over gray primer. Right? Yeah, I figured it had a brighter look to it, so. All different shades there, really nice. Put a nice 2K on top of this, and you got some deep looking colors. All right. All right, let me clean out this. We'll put the clear red to do the other 3 spoons, and we'll go over it and wrap this up. All right. Final bit of testing here. Here's the clear red. Switched up my airbrush to a Grex. I got so many airbrushes, I got 30 of them. I started using all my airbrushes lately. All right, here we go. This is my new silver on top of a red base. We're going to put some clear red on top. Let's see if the hair pressure is pretty good. This Grex pushes a lot of paint. All right, we'll let that sit. It's already coming through. This is my bream. So let's put some red on top of that. This should be unique. Gonna get a bit of an orange look. Yep, definitely thought that's what I was gonna get, and that's what we're getting. Look at that. Wow. All right, now this is just my silver on top of white, my new silver, my silver gray satin. There we go. Obviously, we're going to get a much lighter candy color. Again, almost orange. All right, let's go back to the first one. This is over the, we'll call it the color shifting bream. I think my candy line is going to have 2 shades of red, so it's going to have a darker red and a lighter red, which is something I've always wanted. I've always wanted different shades of the same color. All right, this is my silver on top of red with a red clear on top of that. Beautiful. Look at that. All right, final one. Straight up my silver, red on top. All right, let's let these dry. Let's go back to the bench, go over these, wrap this up. All right, back at the bench, and great results. Now, I left one out because I wanted to show you what you can do with the silver gray satin. It's a semi-translucent color. So this is over blue, and just putting it over the blue, not doing anything else, you're going to get this nice silvery blue pearlescent look. You know, you could put a matte over this. It's kind of matte already. Put a gloss over it, make a nice car color. This is just my silver over blue. So you try it over all different colors, you know. Did I put it over red? I think we did over here, did I? This is silver over red. So yeah, like just take this and spray it over different color bases. This is what you're going to get. But anyway, let's take a peek. This is my silver over blue. So this is this with Tamiya's clear blue on top. Check that out. Fantastic. This is it over just the silver. And that's what we got. Look at that. And this is over my blue silk. Let me hold it up. There we go. And it's a more subtle look. You can see how more intense this is. Yeah, look at that. So this is the clear blue over my blue silk here. So you are going to get two different shades. Now these are just ideas that I had. You can try everything. Let's go over here. This is, I'll try the basic here. Where are we? This is silver. My silver gray over white. So let's grab that. Right here. That's the base, and that's what we got. Look at that. Check that out. This is, I can't show it because I don't have an example. This is over red. I sprayed my silver on top of red. It's a little more, get the angle right here. It's a little deeper, a little more in that candy apple range. And this is over the bream. Let me hold up bream. This is more, looks like more of that Iron Man red. Let me see if there's a difference here. Oh yeah, big difference. Yep. So check that out. Any base, and I think you can actually combine, if you buy all three, over the bream, you put a shot of this silver, and then put more colors on top. You get a whole new look. That's how versatile it is. I should have tried it. Something over this, like green on top of this would probably be awesome. So that's another test I guess I could try. The sky's the limit. Anyway, guys, that is the test. These are now available at Gundam Pros. I think they'll be on the head page. Once you go in, scroll down, they should be right there. So yeah, anyway, that is it. I'll put the link up for that. And like the gamut of airbrushes I use, my own Swallowtail, my GSI Krios, my old Grex I've been using. Didn't realize how much money these Grexes are. It's $200 for that thing. Anyway, I'll put links for everything below. And so the first link below you'll see will be for the paint. And there you go. All right, that is all. In the background you can see Savage Messiah, a band I am listening to, power thrash metal. Really good stuff. Very consistent. That's their first 3 albums. I'm playing them in order with my new stereo speakers. I got new Kefs from Britain right there. And I got some new Martins coming in too. We're going to test those. Love my music. Love my sound. Anyway, guys, that is all. I want to say Happy Easter to everyone out there. This will be going up on Easter Eve. I'll be a little busy tomorrow. So I figured I'd put this video up tonight for you guys. And that is it. All right, next coming up, we're going to have, I think I'm going to have one of those tools and tips where I test a bunch of new products for the bench. So that'll be next. And I got a bunch of other paints I'm going to be testing. I'm working on the Atom paints in the background. I found this $4 marker, $3.99 of gold chrome. It actually says liquid chrome gold. So I think we're going to crack this open. It's two-sided. I don't care about the marker. I care about the ink. I think I'm going to airbrush this. I'm going to see if we do get a chrome gold, which is a misnomer, it seems. Anyway, guys, that is all. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell, as we always put up a video a week at a minimum. And thank you guys so much. God bless you all. You guys are absolutely the best. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful Easter. Have a great time with your family. Have a great rest of your day.